I'm not gonna lie, I feel very torn covering this one, but so many of you have asked me to cover the case of Scott and Kelley Wolf and what has happened to Kelley Wolf in the last week on her social media since she got arrested and got placed in a 5150 while she was on Instagram Live. And now that it's public and she's talking about it on Daily Mail and other publications, I find it open season. So let's get into a little bit of the story. Scott and Kelley Wolf met back in the early 2000s. Scott Wolf, of course, you know him as an actor. I know him from First, Party of Five. He played Bailey on Party of Five. Grew up watching him. And she was Kelley from Real World New Orleans. They married in 2004, so they have been together, well, for over 21 years, but married 21 years. And by all accounts, they had this great, perfect marriage. 3 kids, lived in Utah. What a beautiful couple. I know so many people just growing up and living here in Los Angeles that know them personally, that have worked with them, that have worked and are friends with them. I have never heard one negative thing about either him or her. And trust me, like, you would have heard it. Nothing negative about either of them. So, of course, it was very shocking on June 10th, just about 15 days ago, when they announced this marriage separation. And actually, she announced it on her Instagram with a beautiful post with a picture of a lion and 3 birds. Like I said, they had 3 kids. And it was a beautiful post. She just said it was a very amicable divorce. And she mentioned how Scott is a wonderful father. She had nothing negative to say. And Scott also said that there was nothing negative. He mentioned it was a very positive divorce. And that was that. It was kind of left like everything is going to be fine until a couple days later. On June 13th, just a couple days after the separation was announced, she goes to a resort with her young daughter, and she's posting like crazy all over her Instagram stories. Now, I wasn't following her regularly on Instagram, so I didn't know the kind of content she was normally posting, but I've since spoken to a lot of her personal friends and people that have been following her, and they said that her content was not like this before, meaning her content has shifted tremendously in the last few weeks. She was posting what I would just say erratically on her stories. Every story was just really, really random. Random posts, random pictures, random stories. She would throw in pictures of her and her daughter and talk about how she was really shy, but it just felt off. It felt a little bit all over the place. Like I said, erratic. And then this. She posted this Instagram Live that is still on her feed just now, today, 12 days later, where she is getting arrested. And you hear the cops saying that someone called, very concerned about her. I think they mentioned her father. And she is saying in the live that Scott Wolf abuses her. And now they are abusing her too. And she is getting cuffed and taken away. And next thing you know, she gets put on a 5150 hold. She goes silent on her Instagram stories and her Instagram social media for 72 hours, which is her, psych hold, and then shows back up at a bar. And believe it or not, that's where I think the story gets the craziest. It wasn't before the psych hold, it's after. Because since she was taken into the psych hold, her social media has been the most intense, erratic posting that I've ever seen. So, and I hate it that I can't stop watching, because I do believe, I'm not a mental health professional, but I do believe that there's some sort of psychiatric situation going on. I don't know exactly what's happening. I have gotten a lot of DMs from people that have known her personally in her real life who no longer can communicate with her. They feel like she cannot, they can't get through to her. They feel like she needs help. They feel like something is happening, mentally, physically, emotionally, psychologically. I don't know. Maybe there's some, whether it's mushrooms, ketamine, something along those lines. but something is not going well. And you can really feel it from her Instagram story posts, at least in the last week. Wild, wild things. Lots of posting about Brad Pitt, saying that she wanted to date Brad Pitt. She was posting about Billy Bush, who was a former friend of hers, one of Scott Wolf's best friends, posting very personal things about former friends and text messages, talking about her kids, saying that she can't get a hold of her kids. Really, really content that we feel like we shouldn't see, if you know what I mean. Made me uncomfortable, and I wanted someone to say, like, put your phone down. But I don't know if anyone was able to do that for her. Well, so today, she finally gets this exclusive with Daily Mail, of course. I have no idea how they connected with her, but she did that day. This was about 2 days ago. She had posted on her stories, I'm going to be at this bar at this time. And she literally told her 70,000 followers where she'll be at what time. And I'm sure this reporter was like, I'm going to that bar at this time with a camera. And here you go. So here's the video that Daily Mail took 2 nights ago in Deer Valley. And here's the video. And you'll see, it's not wild or anything, but this is her.
How are you doing? Since you're recently hospitalized, how are you?
Hold on, let me talk to my kids real quick.
Oh, so did you have a chance to locate them?
I'm constantly, these are my kids. Yeah, of course. I mean, I talk to my kids every day, a few times a day. Do you have kids?
No, I don't. Sorry.
No, you know.
Have you spoken to Scott since you talked to your kids?
I have not. No. But I believe they're good. Like, they sounded great. Kids sounded great. They're teens and they're hysterical and they're amazing. And I let them know that I'm taking them on a trip this summer, just with me. And they're obviously on a trip with their dad, so that's fun. I think that's nice.
Yeah. Is there anything you'd like to say to Scott?
Just that divorce is hard. Divorce is a hard thing. It really is. Like, I've been working in mental health for 20 years, and I can attest to the fact that divorce it's hard. Like, I hope you don't ever go through it. So,
like I said, that video is actually very fine and normal, except the same day she was posting all over her stories that she could not get a hold of her kids, and she wasn't able to speak to her kids for days and days and days. So what I'm seeing a lot in her stories and in just her communication is that there's no correct timeline or story. It's like she's jumping stories. It's one version. People are just really, really interested in this. I am too. It's so sad because for people that have been following her and know her and have seen her online for years, this is a total left turn from what they're used to. She's never experienced or come off this way, this kind of erratic posting and letting out so much mental, anguish or anything. And I imagine divorce to be really hard, but from what I also know, how many people have reached out to her from her personal life and they're getting no response or getting pushed away or getting, blocked or whatever. I don't know if she's open to hearing anything. I have no idea. So I feel bad for the kids, honestly. I feel bad for the kids, and I feel bad for Scott Wolf. And I really feel bad for her too, because I can't imagine what is going on there and what she's going through, and her family to have to experience that. So mental health, it's a sad thing, but you guys wanted to know about it. Here you guys go. What are your thoughts on the whole situation? And I guess we'll keep seeing how it goes.